Of South Africa, while some welcome the wet weather of showers of blessings. However, for the traditional New Year Eve outdoor revelers, well, the rain could have been held off just a little bit at least until after the New Year's Eve parties. But you know, spirits have not been dampened, and 2019 has been welcomed with much enthusiasm and high hopes for the year ahead. So what does the weather have in store for us for the rest of the day? Let's speak to our weatherman, a weather guru, Sihle Kunene. Thank you very much indeed for your time. Gautengers planning to have a bride today. Should we make alternative arrangements?
That one is an easy yes.
Yeah.
That's an easy yes. I'm sure they can just look outside and see for themselves that they should just make alternative arrangements. Look at this. This is Gauteng for the next 5 days. So for today, we're seeing rainfall, and of course, it's very simple. Tomorrow, there's still a good chance of rainfall, 60%. Even on Thursday, 60%.
Yeah.
These are the percentages down here. But then Friday, that's the one where we have the lowest percentages.
Yeah.
But still, there's a possibility of rain. And then once again, Saturday jumps back to an 80% chance of rainfall.
Right.
So looking at this, I don't think that anyone would love to bride in this type of weather.
But is this pretty much normal for this time of year?
It's normal.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of our rainfall season for the eastern parts of the country or the highland regions. And of course, since it is like this, we're expecting it to stay for the whole week. You know that each and every year there's that week where it just rains throughout for the whole week. Unfortunately, we had ours this year during the busy time, during the festive season.
Yeah.
So it's normal. It's just that it happened at a very inconvenient time.
Right, yeah. To put it mildly.
I don't know if you can say rain is inconvenient because, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You know, actually, it helped me sleep last night. This soft rain throughout, it actually put me to bed. But what about the folks along the coast? Any rain forecast?
Very interesting. You were speaking about the coastline. It's a different case altogether, especially the western coastline. So you know, Southern Africa, you start there by Namibia. So that's Alexandra Bay. So Alexandra Bay down towards Cape Town, clear skies. Simple. So if you want to go to the coast, that's the best coastline you can go to right now, because it's clear skies and hot. But then starting from the southern coastline, so from Cape Town you go towards Cape Agulhas. So from Cape Agulhas going towards George, Mosso Bay, that Garden Route area. Those areas, they are expecting rain today, mainly because there's a light cold front that is just brushing along those southern coast areas. And of course with that we're expecting onshore flow, we're expecting cloudy weather, especially just like from Cape Agulhas going east towards Knysna. So it's rainy weather, it's cold, and of course a cloudy for today. So it's coastline there is not very good. And then the eastern coastline, so starting that border between Eastern Cape and Western Cape, so that's George Mosso Bay going towards PE. That coastline is normally windy. That's why they call PE the windy city. Today it's windy. Unfortunately, I don't know who would love to go to the beach when it's windy, although we do have warm weather and clear. Some parts of the day will be clear, but it's windy. So it's...
Yeah, when that wind hits that sand, it stings. Yeah,
it's a bad combination.
Just remind us about the warnings that's been out there.
The warnings?
Yeah.
Okay, the warnings already, we spoke about the one in Mfuleni and of course in Vereeniging, southern Gauteng. What's happening with the warnings is that whenever we get rainfall above 50 millimeters, we here in Southern Africa, we say that's a warning for severe thunderstorms. And of course, in the places such as the Vaal, in the southern parts of Gauteng, those areas are still advised to be on the lookout. But for today, it's the eastern parts of the northwest. So that would be Rustenburg, Lichtenburg, Klerksdorp, Potchefstroom, all the eastern towns. The whole of Gauteng included, they also included in that watch for severe thunderstorm. And the southern parts of Mpumalanga district. Now, when you talk about the southern parts of the Mpumalanga district, that's just that area which is very close to Gauteng, adjacent to Gauteng. Those areas, the main reason we're expecting heavy rains is because it has been raining. So now if we get rain, even if it's less than 50 millimeters in terms of measuring it, but because it's been raining for the past couple of days, any small amount of rain in those areas, which is maybe above 20, will may lead to flooding. Of course, storm blockages you find. Infrastructure hasn't been cleaned up, gutters blocked up, so that will be the main cause of the heavy rains. And of course, that's what we're asking people to be on the lookout for. And of course, drivers especially. the low river banks, they get flooded. The low bridges, low-lying bridges, very difficult to maneuver around this time of year.
Just remind us, the folks in Nelspruit, if they missed it, I understand there's something called the Regeneration Movement crossover event happening at the Nelspruit Rugby Stadium. Should they be prepared for anything?
Definitely, definitely. Nelspruit, you see, what's happening now is that most of the rain, let me take you back to, okay, this is where we are, and most of the rain right now is here, Gauteng and Mpumalanga. So since Nelspruit is there towards the eastern parts, let's see if we can zoom into this one. Zoom in a little bit more. It doesn't want to zoom in. But anyways, there we go. You see, now this is perfect. This is Gauteng. Here, right. So, ooh, okay, now it's zooming in again. But as you can see, going towards the eastern parts, this is Mpumalanga, there's Eswatini. So going towards the eastern parts, all of this rain, that is the cloudy weather and the rain here currently in Gauteng, is moving towards the eastern parts. Yeah. So if you're there over the Nelspruit, right now we're seeing cloudy conditions, we're seeing light rain, so it's going to get just more intense throughout the day, so it will be on and off, just like we're having here.
Always a man in the know. Go on, say your line.
Wherever you go, take the weather with you.
There you go. Let's take a quick break. More news after this. Stay with us.